Rejecting Negative Career Opportunities, hosted by Nicole Russin-McFarland. Well, why would you reject them? Let's talk about life lessons directly from myself, in which people told me I was stupid, but I proved I was right. Okay. Being asked to go in reality shows, either by people suggesting I do it, or people telling me I should do it. In the third category, people going behind my back to talk to producers about why I would make a very good trashy reality show person. This is one of many examples. I could talk about other ones, but let's start with this. So, let's say I was in for a really good day when I found out a girl I had been talking to went behind my back to pitch an idea to me about me to a producer of trashy reality TV about girls who want to get married to rich men. The funny thing is, I was probably 23 and a half, 24, and I never wanted to marry anyone, male or female, rich or poor, and looking for rich men or women was not on my mind because I only cared about finding work. And if I happen to bump into somebody who I wanted to hang out with romantically, marriage, I don't think so. So I quit talking to that girl. One thing, very important, but you have to look at it like a perspective of where do you want to be? Who do you want to be like? Could it go in a reality show? Yeah. I mean, if someday I'm on The Voice and I'm a coach talking about, I do this with film scores and this is what I've learned and here's what you guys can learn about music, that's a positive thing. But for me to go in a reality show and have a sample of cameras following me with this other girl and some other girl she was going to pick out because she was the mastermind of it, apparently, with this guy who was going to pay for the cameras to pitch this to networks, that wouldn't have been good. Because just look at things like this. Look at the best director winners or whatever you want to be. I look at directors and composers. Best director winners. Let's Google them. See who has won in the last decade. Well, winners and nominees. Have any of these gone on reality shows? Lionel Barrymore? No. Guillermo del Toro, Damien Chazelle, Alfonso Cuarón. No, I don't think they have. And if they do, they would go on to do positive things. Well, yeah. Okay, let's take it a step further. People trying to make me do, since this is not an explicit rated podcast, I'm going to say it backwards. Nope. NROP backwards. Okay. More power to you if you want to do that. And I've had people at modeling agencies tell me to do that. And they have me talk to people who are friends of the agency because you can't say it directly from the agency. Otherwise, people would sue. No, a friend of the agency verbally, kindly has to tell you to do that. Okay. Were I to do that, number one, I would do it on my own terms. I don't need a third wheel, okay? Or a second wheel, for that matter. I would do it on my own terms and own it and be a businesswoman. But the truth, if you do that, are you going to be standing up there someday with a Best Director Oscar? Say that you most likely, or you're probably not going to make money. There's too much competition in that, and it's, that thing I said backwards, industry. But yeah, say you succeed and you excel. Are you going to be up there with the Best Director award? No. And that's the reality of reality shows, of certain industries. Think about what I said backwards. Doing seedy things. Are you going to get famous overnight? Sometimes. I mean, people have asked me to be on all kinds of reality shows, including network ones, or pitching me, and they're very bad. And they tell me like that's all I could do. That's all I could muster. Trash television. Not good trash television, like the bad kind. And no, I'm not. These are what I call bad decisions. Bad decisions can also apply to things that you were being cast for, auditioning for. You know, you look at an example, I want to say Gina Rodriguez. I think she said this, that she didn't want to audition for Hispanic maids because that would be holding people back. So whatever you feel is your value system, and I don't believe nudity is equal to a value system that you're trashy, because nudity can be part of acting. But anyway, keep your values in check and know that, so that's not what I'm referring to, but values in general, like if you feel like black roles, you're a black woman and you think that you don't want to play a maid, don't play a maid. Don't be a Hispanic maid. Don't be a slave. Don't be, you know, like whatever it may be. Don't be whatever violates your value system. In my case, and people pulling me every direction to not only make me do sleazy things, but take the money that I would be earning from doing those sleazy things and leave me with very little money, maybe temporary overnight fame, if any. All that's bad. And don't do it, because you have to think about yourself, that you are ruining your future and how you are ruining your future. It's just something that you might be losing in the short term, but you win in the long term. Steven Spielberg was not part of the roop industry, okay? You know, was Scorsese? No. Was Scorsese on a reality show about having random, plentiful hookups because he wanted to marry a rich man or a rich woman and he was a gold digger? And actually my parents have money, which is the most insulting. I mean, not to like be braggy, but I was like, what the F? My parents, I come from a good family and you're pitching me to this garbage TV show. You know, I had it with that girl and I told her off and I never spoke to her again. Don't ask me why she had that idea in her head, but that's an example. It's like, you know, if anything, I'd rather ask my parents for money than marry some ogre Shrek because he has money, you know, or she, whoever. But I know if I had done that sleazy junk, that I would ruin my future. Now, I'm not certain that my future is going to include 26 Oscars for filmmaking and film music. No, I'm not certain of that, but I know that my chance exists, much as your chance exists. And if you do bad stuff, your chance will never exist. So that's something to think about. Please turn down bad opportunities if you feel they're bad. A value system exists for a reason. And I hope that, like, I feel all of you are my friends. Although I've never met you, I don't understand why I feel that way. But I feel like if anything I can leave to this world exists, please make it this podcast and statements I make publicly, and make it about things that I can do to help young people or people who are new to entertainment or making it in life or whatever, because learn from what I'm doing. These are real things. Don't sell out. Sell out maybe if you're Metallica and you want to cut your hair and change your style, you know, maybe, but you don't see Metallica doing bad things, okay? Sell out in terms of that, but don't sell out in terms of your value system, because you are sacrificing your career. That's all I have to say. Like, please don't sacrifice your career chances for a little bit of money that will dry up because you won't have longevity. Okay? Think about long term.